So my dad and I finished our workout. We just got back. It is so hot outside. They're legitimately telling people that they should not work out outside. Of course, we find this out after we get back from like a 5-mile walk run. But I'm about to make us some oatmeal, and then after that I'm gonna hunker down and edit. So that is the plan as of right now. Do a little bit of a what I eat in a day for you guys today. A lot of these things are going to be relatively healthy. I'm not on any type of like restrictive diet. I kind of just try to eat intuitively. Like this weekend I had some clam strips, which are not good for you, but they're like one of my favorite things that I eat ever. And we went to my favorite place on the Cape, and I have not had those clam strips in like 2 years because I hadn't been home during the summertime. So that was a treat. I definitely try not to deprive myself, but I do try to eat things that make me feel good. I do put reminders in my phone to try to let me know when I should eat something, because sometimes I get busy and I try to eat a meal like every 3 hours and eat a snack like every hour and a half. So I'm never getting like super duper hungry and then going and eating things that I shouldn't be eating. So I'm starting to eat later today than I usually would, but that's because my dad and I got a late start today and we did our workout later than usual. Usually we go for our run between like, we wake up at 6:45, or I wake up at 6:45, and we're usually out the house by like 7:15, 7:30. But today we did not start walking and running. We didn't get to the park until like 10:15, but significantly later than we usually get there. So it is 1 o'clock now, which is super late for me to just now be eating. I had a granola bar and some fruit this morning, but this is like my first real dense meal. I usually would have had lunch, my second meal, and a snack by now. That was just my alarm for my snack too. So yeah, this is pretty much just what I eat. I got on this schedule because I was doing the shred diet in June, and that worked really well for me. I just kind of wanted to do that to like jumpstart myself and get myself back in a routine, and that worked really well. I followed it for the most part, but there were some things that I substituted because it's kind of made for people who are trying to lose like a lot of weight, and that wasn't the case with me. There goes Jazzy back there. He just got out the shower. But yeah, so I usually eat my oatmeal for breakfast. Sometimes I swap my oatmeal out for grits depending on what I did. Like if I need more carbs, or I feel like I need something heartier depending on what I have going on that day. Sometimes I'll eat grits. I had grits a couple times last week with my dad and my brother. I eat more grits when I'm home than when I'm like in Atlanta by myself. But grits are definitely like a staple, I guess you could say, like a staple cultural food, because my dad grew up on grits, and it's just like one of those things that's always going to be in my family. I'm literally still sweating, you know, when you get out the shower and you're like still steamy and sweating. So I usually like to eat my oatmeal with some pecans and a little bit of honey. I usually have some fruit with it, but I don't like to put fruit in my oatmeal because I don't like hot fruit. I don't know if that's weird. Comment below if you also don't like hot fruit. So oatmeal with some pecans for some healthy fats, and then I'll eat my fruit on the side. Sometimes I'll have a boiled egg. It just depends on what I need. I recently started taking the Goli apple cider vinegar vitamins. They're gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, organic, and unfiltered, and it's a dietary supplement with the mother. I used to drink apple cider vinegar in the mornings, but honestly I started to get really kind of not the best with that, in terms of sometimes I would just be hungry and forget to drink it. So this is so much easier. I just take 2 gummies before I eat, and you can take up to 12 a day. At first I didn't like the texture of it, but it grew on me. It says for optimal results we recommend 2 to 4 gummies a day. If you can't get enough of the taste, you can enjoy up to 12. So I started taking apple cider vinegar, drinking apple cider vinegar more for my digestion than like weight loss, because I was finding like there's just certain things that I don't digest well, and I've later started to just not eat those things. But even with things that are good for me, like leafy vegetables and stuff like that, things like that can sometimes be kind of hard to digest. So I started drinking apple cider vinegar to help with my digestion, and honestly the vitamins have just made that so much easier.
I don't wanna tell you. I don't wanna tell you. I can't tell, but it's true. I don't wanna tell you. I don't wanna tell you.
Some chicken breast, and my mom seasoned some chicken wings as well. I showed you guys all the seasonings that I use, and we're going to be putting this on the grill. I literally love grilled food, and I have a grill at my apartment, but Corona, I have one like in our common area. So I honestly have only been eating grilled food since I've been home, and it's like my favorite part about the summer. So I've really been utilizing it and kind of getting some grill master skills. So I'm gonna make this chicken, and then I'll probably make some kale. My grandpa has a massive garden, and he has the best veggies, and he had a ton of squash and zucchini that I was supposed to get some of yesterday when I was at my grandma's, but I forgot. So I have to go over there later in the week and grab some, because his produce is so good. So I think we're probably just gonna have some kale, maybe some rice. I don't know, I'm still kind of trying to figure out like what we're gonna do, but this is just a little meal prep situation for us for the next couple days, because since everybody's home 24/7 now, we eat a lot more. We always eat a lot, because my brother works out a lot, my dad works out a lot, they just eat a lot. But yeah, since Corona, now that we're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, stuff is going really fast. So I've been trying to make a ton since I've been home, and just kind of like give my mom a break, because she was doing a lot of the cooking. My dad and my brother would make like breakfast, but my mom was doing a lot of like the meal prepping. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these wings on the grill first. So now I'm just gonna make some of the sides to go with dinner. I'm gonna make some kale. So the first thing I'm gonna do is chop up 2 onions, and my mom is going to rinse off the kale. And this is the chopper that I use. I'm not sure where my mom got this one from, but I have one that's like pretty much the exact same thing but a different brand. from Amazon, so I will link it in the description box for you guys. So my kale is looking good. I got it in here with my onions and my garlic, and I have it on like 2 for heat because I like for it to stay like, you know, pretty green. I don't like when it gets that like dark green. I like for it to still kind of stay just like steamed, like lightly sauteed. But chopping it up like this really helps it to be more tender and not like so tough. So now that that's good, I'm gonna go ahead and move over here. I have all my different peppers right here that I'm gonna cut up, and I think I'm just gonna saute these, but first I'm gonna put on some rice. So I have my rice right here. I have 2 cups of clean basmati rice. This is the brand that I use. It's California White. So good. And then I heat up a little bit of olive oil, and I pour the rice in before I pour in the water. Let it. And then this is gonna need 2 cups of water.
But I treat you like you're royal. Stay true, not perfect, but you're loyal. Yeah, you ain't that you real one, yeah. You ain't that you real one, yeah. Do it cause I love you. Understand, baby, there's a few things I can show you. Knowing that you're special, but I treat you like you're royal.
So here's my finished guac. I like to put the top on and put it in the fridge. Chill out.
Understand what you knew, right? Baby girl shine bright under the moonlight. I'm just trying to introduce you to a new light. Trying to get your mood right.
So I chopped up all my peppers and I just have them all sauteing right here in a little bit of olive oil. There's so many peppers because, like I said, I'm trying to make things for us to have throughout the week. So I'm gonna saute these, and then I might take part out, and I think I'm gonna put some black beans in here. My black beans going, I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper, some cumin for a little bit of like a Mexican taste, and then some pink Himalayan sea salt. My dinner of like randomness, and I went ahead and put some basmati rice on the bottom. This is like a massive heap because I have not eaten enough today. I got some rice on the bottom, some black beans, and then some chicken on top. And honestly, this is looking kind of Chipotle-ish, so I might put some salsa on top of it and that guac that I made. But baby, let's be fair though. It's a shame you ain't already here though. You know I love you, but baby, you a weirdo. So I'm just gonna have like this much guac with some of these chips